The room goes quiet the moment you enter. Not because you demanded it, not because you announced yourself, but because something in your presence made speaking feel wrong. That's not charisma. That's not charm. That's aura. And if you don't have it yet, everyone around you is deciding your worth before you even open your mouth. Here's the brutal truth most people won't tell you. Respect isn't earned through kindness, hard work, or being a good person. Respect is commanded through invisible forces, psychological triggers that make people's brains classify you as either someone who matters or someone who doesn't. The good news? These triggers can be learned, mastered, and weaponized. Today you're going to discover exactly how to build a magnetic aura so powerful that people respect you instinctively, almost against their will. The fatal mistake that destroys your aura before you even speak. Most people enter every interaction with an invisible sign on their forehead that reads, "Please validate me." They smile too quickly. They fill silence with nervous chatter. They explain themselves when no one asked. They seek approval in 1,000 micro-behaviors that scream one thing: insecurity. And the moment someone's brain detects that signal, you're done. You've been categorized as low status, and no amount of competence, intelligence, or achievement will override that first impression. The psychology is simple but merciless. Humans make snap judgments about dominance and status within the first 7 seconds of meeting someone. These judgments happen in the brain's limbic system, the ancient primal part that operates below conscious awareness. It's not looking at your resume. It's scanning for emotional control, spatial ownership, and behavioral certainty. And here's what most people miss. The brain interprets neediness as danger. Someone who seeks approval is someone who hasn't secured their position in the social hierarchy, and unstable people are unpredictable. Unpredictable means unsafe. Unsafe means avoid or dominate. That's why the foundation of magnetic aura is complete emotional independence. You cannot want their approval. You cannot need their acceptance. The moment you do, your body language shifts, your voice changes, and every micro-expression broadcasts submission. Instead, you must operate from a frame of self-contained certainty, a psychological state where your sense of worth comes entirely from within. The power of emotional mastery. Why stillness beats excitement every time. Watch someone who commands real respect in a crisis. They don't panic. They don't raise their voice. They don't scramble for solutions. They simply become still. Not frozen, composed. There's a massive difference. Frozen people are paralyzed by fear. Composed people are deliberate in their calm. And that deliberate calm creates a gravitational pull that makes everyone else orbit around them. Emotional mastery is the first pillar of magnetic aura because it directly contradicts what most people do. When tension rises, average people match the energy. Someone yells, they yell back. Someone panics, they panic too. This is emotional contagion, the automatic tendency to mirror the emotions of others. But when you remain unmoved while chaos swirls around you, you break the pattern, and pattern breaks create fascination. Leaders who maintain composure under pressure are rated significantly more effective in crisis management and are trusted far more by their teams. Why? Because emotional regulation signals cognitive control. Your brain is telling everyone else, "I've processed this situation. I've assessed the threat level, and I've determined it's not worth my emotional energy." That assessment carries authority. But here's the key. You're not suppressing emotions. You're choosing when and how to express them. There's a reason why a quietly delivered "we need to talk" is more terrifying than someone screaming. Controlled intensity is always more powerful than explosive emotion because it suggests reserves of power being deliberately held back. People instinctively know that someone who can control themselves in moments of stress can control far more than that. The silence that makes them lean in. Let me tell you about the most underrated power move in human communication: shutting up. Not because you have nothing to say, because you understand that silence creates tension, and tension creates attention, and attention creates respect. Most people are terrified of silence. The moment a conversation hits a pause, they rush to fill it with words, any words, just to avoid the discomfort. But people with magnetic auras see silence as a weapon. They understand that the human brain is wired to resolve uncertainty, and strategic silence creates a specific type of uncertainty that makes people obsess over you. When someone stops speaking mid-thought or takes an unexpectedly long pause before responding, it triggers increased brain activity in the listener, the area responsible for anticipation and prediction. Their brain starts racing. What are they thinking? Did I say something wrong? What's coming next? This cognitive engagement makes your eventual words land with 10 times more impact because the silence built anticipation. High-status individuals, judges, CEOs, master negotiators all use this instinctively. They don't rush to answer questions. They pause. They think. They let silence do the work of establishing that they operate on their own timeline, not yours. That pause communicates, I'm not reactive. I'm thoughtful, and what I say next will matter, so you better pay attention. But there's an art to this. The silence must come from inner confidence, not social anxiety. The difference? Body language. A powerful pause is held with steady eye contact, relaxed shoulders, and controlled breathing. A weak silence comes with downcast eyes, tension, and fidgeting. Master the physical stillness, and your silence becomes magnetic. Your body is broadcasting your status every second. Stand up right now. Actually do it. Now slump your shoulders forward, look at the ground, and take up as little space as possible. Hold that for 10 seconds. How do you feel? Probably smaller, weaker, less confident. Now do the opposite. Stand tall, shoulders back, chin level, feet shoulder width apart. Breathe deeply. How does this feel? Completely different, right? This isn't just psychological. It's physiological. Adopting expansive postures literally changes your body's chemistry to make you feel more confident. But here's what matters more. Other people read these same signals and make instant judgments about your status. The psychology of nonverbal dominance is clear. People with magnetic auras occupy space deliberately. They don't apologize for their physical presence. They stand with grounded postures, weight evenly distributed, spine straight but not rigid, taking up space without aggression. They move slowly and deliberately, as if they own time itself. Fast, jerky movements signal nervousness or low status. Slow, controlled movements signal someone who doesn't need to rush because they're already where they need to be. Eye contact is another critical element. Not the aggressive, unblinking stare of someone trying too hard, but the steady, relaxed gaze of someone comfortable with being seen. 3 to 5 seconds of direct eye contact before briefly looking away and returning creates natural but authoritative connection. It says, I see you. I'm not intimidated, and I'm choosing to give you my attention. Hand gestures matter too. Keep them purposeful and visible. Hidden hands, tucked in pockets, clasped behind your back, fidgeting below the table, trigger subconscious distrust. Open palm gestures communicate honesty and confidence. But here's the key. Use gestures to emphasize points, not to fill nervous energy. Every movement should have intention behind it. The mystery that makes you unforgettable. You know what makes someone boring? Predictability. You know what makes someone magnetic? Mystery. And I'm not talking about being cryptic for the sake of being different. I'm talking about strategic information control that keeps people thinking about you long after you've left. There's a psychological principle called the Zeigarnik effect. The brain remembers unfinished tasks and incomplete information far better than completed ones. When you reveal everything about yourself immediately, you're essentially completing the puzzle for them. There's no mystery to solve, no blanks to fill in, no reason to keep thinking about you. But when you share selectively, answer some questions while sidestepping others, and leave certain aspects of your life unexplored, you become an open loop in their mind. And open loops demand closure. This is why the most magnetic people share stories without revealing every detail. They hint at experiences without explaining them fully. They drop references to aspects of their life and then move on before satisfying curiosity. This isn't manipulation. It's understanding that human attention is finite, and if you give people everything at once, you've used up all your psychological real estate in their mind. Unpredictability amplifies this effect. When your behavior becomes predictable, people stop paying attention because their brain has successfully modeled you. But when you occasionally break your own patterns, when the usually quiet person speaks with sudden intensity, when the serious person shows unexpected humor, when the reliable person disappears without explanation, it forces a recalibration. Their mental model of you is suddenly outdated and they need new data. So they watch more closely. They think about you more often. They become invested in understanding you. Research confirms this. Moderate unpredictability increases dopamine release in the brain's reward system, the same chemical involved in addiction. When someone can't quite figure you out, interacting with you becomes psychologically rewarding in a way that predictable people never achieve. The scarcity principle. Why your absence is more powerful than your presence. Here's a counterintuitive truth. The more available you are, the less people value you. It's not fair, it's not right, but it's how human psychology works. We assign value based on scarcity, and what's always available is rarely appreciated. This is the scarcity principle in action, and it's one of the most powerful tools for building magnetic aura. When you're always there, always responding immediately, always available to hang out, always agreeable, you become background noise in people's lives. But when your time feels limited, when your attention feels earned rather than given, when your presence feels like an event rather than a default, suddenly you matter more. The same opportunity is rated as significantly more attractive when it's presented as limited compared to when it's freely available. This isn't rational, it's psychological. The possibility of loss triggers a stronger emotional response than the possibility of gain. When people think they might lose access to you, they value that access more highly. This means strategic withdrawal is essential, not ghosting people or playing games, but having clear boundaries about your time and attention. Respond to messages when it's convenient for you, not the instant they arrive. Say no to invitations when you're not genuinely interested, rather than being agreeable by default. Create space in your life where you're unreachable, unknown, unavailable. When you return from that space, your presence carries weight. People who saw you last week aren't impressed. People who haven't seen you in a while are. Your absence created curiosity. Questions formed. And now your presence answers them, temporarily, because you'll withdraw again, and the cycle continues. The key is that this scarcity must be authentic. If you're withdrawing because you're playing games, people will sense the performance. But if you're withdrawing because you have a rich internal life, genuine interests, meaningful projects, and self-contained fulfillment, that scarcity becomes magnetic. You're not unavailable to create value. You're valuable, which makes you unavailable. The self-awareness that separates pretenders from power. Because magnetic aura isn't built in a day. It's built in 1,000 small decisions to choose power over approval, silence over filling space, scarcity over availability. Each decision reinforces the next. Each moment of controlled composure makes the next one easier. Each time you hold your ground when someone tests you, you're rewiring your nervous system to operate from strength rather than seeking permission. The people with the most magnetic auras aren't special, they're disciplined. They've done the work of mastering their internal state so completely that their external presence becomes inevitable. They've built the habit of emotional control so deeply that stillness under pressure feels more natural than reactivity. You can do the same, starting now. Starting with one small choice, and then another, and another, until the day comes when you walk into a room and the conversation stops. Not because you demanded it, but because your presence made speaking feel wrong. That's when you'll know. You've built it, the magnetic aura that forces respect without saying a single word.